Okay, hi. I'm here. Today is today's the anniversary of September 11th. All right. This is important to me today. It was really random too because I don't really like. I don't know. It's not like I don't. Uh, it's not like I don't commemorate these things or think about them. I don't know anyone personally that was involved in it. But a couple months ago, I had mentioned somebody from high school. His name was Tyrone Moore, right? And I said shout out Tyrone Moore and the people that live across the street from him. And I could not for the life of me remember their name. But do you know what? Today I remember their name. Shout out to the Torado family. They moved here. They moved to Canal Winchester, Ohio, shortly after 9/11 because their father had passed away in the towers, firefighter. Um, and it was crazy because that came out on the bottom of the deck too when I decided I was going to go ahead and do a reading because I randomly remembered their names and one of their family members actually passed away a couple years ago, which is really sad to me. So yeah, like all that came to mind, and I've been called to do a reading now. So we're gonna do it. Everything's cleaned up. We got all the decks sorted and whatnot. I might have to come back. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call, but you know how that can go. So, oh, good. I don't know what to listen to. I'm trying to like get off of some of these, you know. I just saw a. There's only what 9 songs on it. That's cool. We'll still play it. I had saw a post that said, tourists listening to the same 10 songs every day. Definitely me. Like, how do these people know this? So let's get started, guys, and see what is going on. So yeah, I said I'm experiencing some anguish, and I am. Story while I'm getting this together for you. Um, every single thing that's happened to me has like a root, right? So, one of the major things that people kept talking about when they first started harassing me was the fact that I had, attempted suicide while I was pregnant, and I've mentioned it too. But there was actually a series of events that happened prior to that made me more vulnerable, and it wasn't limited to the activity that I was going through with the children's fathers. Um, in 2016, I had got approved for childcare through the state because I was homeless. In fact, it was approved in 2015. When they did the recertification, the agency made a mistake, and they still had her under the homeless one, which you don't have to have a work activity in order to get the homeless childcare. So when I recertified in 2016, they still had that certification there. So I was sending my daughter to daycare, and I was managing my mental health. I was genuinely going to therapy and everything like that. But then when it came to recertify again, someone made me aware that technically she shouldn't have been getting that. Okay, so I went and I got a job. It was very easy. I can get a job fairly easily. I build rapport with past jobs, some where it's like more personable, or just being a patron of somewhere. They're like, you should work for us. You know what I'm saying? So getting a job went hard. So I got a job and I turned in my documents, and they sanctioned me, meaning that they decided to stop making payments for childcare. The problem with that was they said it was like for not turning in my paperwork, right? I turned in my paperwork. Back then, it wasn't that long ago, but I really never ran into any issues with Job and Family Services before. Like, it never really affected me. For some of y'all, that's DSS. For some of you, that's like, I don't know. Some of y'all, it's not Job and Family Services, but I don't really know what it would be, like social services or something, right? So I've never had any problems with them really. So I didn't really know my rights and responsibilities, right? I didn't know that I could file for a hearing. I didn't know things like this. So I let them sanction me. And that's just an issue of knowledge where I could have learned, but at that time I didn't. I took it and I went to work. Well, during this time of going to work, I went to work full time because I had to pay childcare. Childcare is out of childcare costs are out of this world, okay? So at first I was still getting mental health services, but Natanya's dad changed the time of day that he was going to get her, and that ended me getting the mental health help. So I'm working more than I really am recommended to work. I'm not getting mental health care, and this went on for a while. This is also when at some point old boy had moved in with me, and Natanya's dad was enacting the sexual abuse, right? So then I meet Aaron's dad, and the emotional rape thing happens. Okay, so I had three things happen, like you know, not including this childcare thing, but honestly, if the childcare thing didn't happen, some of the strain and some of the decisions, like moving old boy in, was a decision for financial stability to some extent. I mean, I really did enjoy his company um, and everything, but it was still a tactic. It wasn't like I was using him for his money, but it was definitely a tactic. Like, oh, uh, this will help, right? But it didn't really, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't charge people half. I was charging him by occupancy, so I was still paying more rent. He was like chicken change. So anyway, when I finally get help for the childcare, it was like a month before I found out I was pregnant. Okay, so I call and I'm like, yo, I've been sanctioned for like X amount of time. Can I get off of that now? Like, what's going on? And they tell me, oh yeah, you actually did turn in your paperwork. We owe you. They owe me $2,300. Um, but by the time they got all the paperwork together, I had a deadline to sign the paperwork. I ended up hospitalized and missed the deadline because I tried to harm myself. But all of these stressors kind of gave a foothold to being. It gave a foothold to like the mental unwellness, you know what I'm saying? And then there was also an issue with my medical. So they were supposed to be paying my medical, but it was like $200 was getting taken out of my Social Security for medical. So they owed me like $1,000 for that. So in total, they owe me like $3K. So when I get out of the psych ward, I'm trying to obtain this money and com- reaching complete obstacles. Okay, I ended up yelling at one of the agents and things like that. There's a reason why I'm saying these things too. So it made it even harder, and this is what actually resulted in the eviction, as well as Social Security also having an issue with paperwork, right? So in total, between Social Security having the issue with the paperwork, Job and Family Services having an issue with the child care and medical, Like there was a total of like $14,000 just by that was being withheld from me, right? Um, and it resulted in eviction. You know, my mom, like, she told me that she didn't help me at that time because I wasn't making good decisions in regards to um, getting pregnant, but that wasn't actually like the issue that caused everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason I'm saying this is because recently I've had to deal with job and family services again on a level that I really don't want to. With the harassment and the sabotage with my vehicle and the stealing, the theft, it's left me like no choice but to deal with them again. And it kind of caused me emotional distress, so I decided to go down to a mental health urgent care to just speak to someone about it. And she said to me, "Yeah, let's get you calmed down because if you go off on them, they won't help you." It's very true. Um, but this is one of the things that is very important to recognize within the system, okay? There is no clause, there is no laws or rules that say that you can't go off on an agent or you will have your case impeded, okay? There's none. That is your own personal ego when people are in distress, okay? And so because of that, some of you who work within these types of departments have been failing to help people and have caused detriment to their lives when they become frustrated because you think you're too good and everybody should just be calm and quiet. Okay, anger is a response to disempowerment, a sign our boundaries are being ignored or violated, a response to invalidation or unfair treatment, a response to disrespect, a part of the grief process, a sign of built up resentment or unresolved emotions, a symptom of hypervigilance and trauma, a sign that you may feel attacked, threatened, or deceived, a way of protesting that we cannot control the reality around us. Okay? So when someone calls DSS or social services or job and family services and they're speaking in an angry tone, they are likely experiencing one of these things, and more commonly, they are experiencing a symptom of hypervigilance. They are protesting that they cannot control the reality around them because you're in control. You're the one that hits the button to make sure that they get the benefits that they need. You. So when they see that you have been controlling that, they get more and more frustrated. And you're like, well, you shouldn't have yelled at me. I'm not going to help. Even a psychiatrist knows that, which means that it is a growing and very known and common problem within the system. I just wanted to mention that. And so as I'm sitting here and I'm dealing with this office and I'm asking for a very specific service, they told me they don't do that. There is none of that. There is not that. And I said, "Oh, are you sure?" Page 3. I read something to her, you know. I read something and she goes, "Where did you find that? So you don't even know your policies and you were about to cause me further detriment in my life because you don't even know your own policies? Y'all gotta stop with this shit." That's all. So that's what's been causing my distress lately. It's caused me a lot of angst. It's caused me a lot of angst, but it's okay. So now that was 15 minutes of our time. Let's get into this reading, okay? Also, I noticed something too that I've been meaning to mention about these cards, okay? I mentioned it. I didn't mention it, but I noticed it this morning, and I forgot to mention it a long time ago. Black means no. Yes means yes is red. Red is yes. Black is no. I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know why. Somebody might need to know. All right, so we're gonna start with. Wow, this is actually not that bad. Okay, the star ensures all enterprises when near, when very distant, some unlucky events. Okay, it's very near. Collective is right here. The star card. We have the shepherd indicates an intense love of life and strong fellow feeling. Okay. Uh, oh. Okay. Sorry. uh, Number 42. Let me tell you your numbers too. We got 34, 52. Okay. Number 42. Okay. Amor is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. Uh, the bear is a sign of successful speculations. Number 50. Okay, number 22. The book presages the discovery of a mystery affecting the person for better in a degree governed by distance. Okay, number 47 is the bride ensures for a single person the fulfillment of their highest aims uh, when near, and it is near. And we have number 10, the pig, whether near or far, is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance, high honors, and all ambitions attained. I believe this came out in the last reading too. And then we have the stork denotes change of residence for the better sooner or later according to the distance. Okay, so soon. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the king. That's weird. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We're going to see the king. Okay, so I saw we got 727 here. And on a spiritual level, the 727 angel number is a beacon of enlightenment, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of your soul's purpose. It encourages you to delve deeper into your spiritual path, embracing your inner wisdom and spiritual gifts. That's nice. And I've seen 727 before, and I've never gotten that message before for that number, so that's cool. Internal changes and transformation. All right. Oh, this one here. I see another one. Hold on. There's one that says it could be enjoy the little things in life. I saw something where warning: do not let the relationship be your main focus. Okay. When it comes to finances, it says that you may lose a large amount of money. So that's the one I wanted to see here. Now, I think it's more of a you have lost a lot of money, so you know, take that how you will. There's an entire family on the board right now. We have a king, page, and a queen of swords here. In fact, this board is ran by swords today because we got the 2, 3, page, queen, and king. Okay, only 3 other cards aren't in that suit, so I consider it seemed like my internet just timed out for a second. I consider the 2 of Swords to be a card of conformity. And this is where you may very well have a choice to go with the crowd or be yourself. Yeah. It may be in regards to raising a child, okay? You may be doing something different in terms of raising your child. There may be chance to find a community that does the same, right? You got like the gentle parenting community, the crunchy mom community, the helicopter mom community, all types of different types of communities in terms of how you raise your child. I think this could very well be that. Excuse me. Um, Interesting enough, it also puts it right across from this. I always say I'm not going to use this table, but here I am using it. It's because of the couch, though. The couch is comfy. All right, so right across from this is the book, right? So you may have found some children's books or something to help you raise your child, and you're going to be very successful in that. Um, Now, um, there's no pinnacles here right now. It does say success. Okay, it does say success here and abundance, but um, this is more about emotional abundance. Okay, because we have all these swords here. So swords can be like your state of mind. It can be your level of intelligence, right? It can be your ability to make judgment calls. You could be someone of high honor, because I think um, the swords can also be like officials, police officers, um, lawyers, judges, etc. So it could also, so there's a few things that I'm getting here. Wow, so much just came in like 2 seconds. Okay, so this could be gaining the knowledge to choose not to conform to raise a child properly. Okay, or children. If this isn't just because there's one on the board doesn't mean it's like one. You could have multiple children, 2, 3 children, tell even 7. you know. So you've decided that you are going to take a different path. You're going to end up finding a community that also raises their children in the same way, or maybe even you are coming to this community with that type of information. Okay, more is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. Um, I mean, to some extent, this could be about romance, but this could also just be about your love for your children, um, or children in general, or because this is intense love of life and strong fellow feeling, right? This could be love for your community. Um, the arrow is pointing directly. It's pointing directly at the shepherd here. Okay, and the shepherd is being clarified by a child here. So this could be just intense love for your children. If you are someone like myself who doesn't currently have custody of all your children, that could be what the longing is. This is the Queen of Swords. This could be an air sign. Children could be air signs. Doesn't necessarily mean that, though. Of course, you could just be in that energy. I try not to focus on the signs, okay? Because you have so many signs within your chart. Anybody can embody any type of energy, okay? Your love of your children is what's caused you to go ahead and find this knowledge and not to conform to the standard. All right, the bear is a sign of successful speculation. So, speculations, I don't know why when I hear that word, like I always get stuck on the meaning. So we're going to look at that. The forming of a theory or conjecture without firm evidence. I just saw an article I want to read later. Okay, so anyway. The bear is a sign of successful speculations. Okay, so you decided that you do not want to conform to this standard, right? And you have your children, you love them very much, you just want the best for them, and so you know that there's some type of other way to do things, and you were able to confirm it. This brings you want to know the crazy, this stuff be happening like all the time, okay? So this is speculations. Speculations is circumstantial evidence, okay? Circumstantial evidence that the way that the general population, the status quo, the way they're moving just isn't really what you're into, and you have some type of um, speculation that that's not really the way to go, right? And so when you find this book, it confirms that for you. It becomes direct evidence. Um, there is there's a particular person that I watch. The name of it's CLR Bruce Rivers. Okay, Criminal Lawyer Reacts is the channel. So criminal CLR Bruce Rivers. Okay, I just watched a video from him yesterday. He posted a video either yesterday or the day before, right? And the craziest thing about it was he actually gave the definition of circumstantial and direct evidence, which I had mentioned in a recent video. Okay, he says circumstantial evidence is just speculations. Okay, so you saw footprints in the snow, so you can deduce that someone walked in the snow, versus direct evidence is when you see the person walk through the snow. So now we have the correct term, the correct definition to those terms, okay? So you had some type of speculation, there's some circumstantial evidence to prove that the way you were dealing with your children wasn't necessarily the right way. You got this book that presages the discovery of a mystery affecting the person for the better, okay? Which was direct evidence. Crazy, right? So this is with a page of cups, okay? So there's two children here. And I'm sorry, the King of Wands, which is why I'm grabbing my book actually. The King of Wands is out here, but trying to find the my brain just you know how I do. Dark man, friendly countryman, generally married, honest and conscientious. I don't really see how that fits in there. Sorry. Oh, yes I do. Because the issue is that your conscientious means like aware, right? So you are being hyper aware to this wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. Okay? Right? You just want to raise your kids right. You just want to raise your kids right, okay? You want to raise them right. So, because of that, you make all these speculations. And you go through the trouble of finding the answer. So you make an offer here. This could be an offer or reflection, meditation. Yeah. Well connected and studious youth, okay? I like that because it really kind of I already kind of put it in words. You had speculations and you went to go find the direct evidence. You went and you studied and you found it. Okay, so then you have the bride ensures for a person the fulfillment of their highest aims. Okay, this is beside. I don't know what this is, but I know that I listen to all these songs. So, we have 3 cards that are speaking on, and even number 50. Even number 50 could be speaking on success. Okay, because it says sign of successful speculations. Also, it is the bear, so you may have bared a lot of adversity. Okay, because if you aren't willing to conform, the matrix turns on you. Okay, Mr. Smith in the house. Okay, so you know, you could have bared a lot of adversity as a result of not conforming to these new, not even new, these old-fashioned ways. So this comes with the King of Swords and the Three of Swords. Okay, I just said it. There was a lot of conflict in regards to this year. It may have even cast some illusions because okay, if you're not doing what everybody else thinks you should be doing, then of course it would cast the illusion that you are the one in the wrong, correct? If you're in a hive and you're not a part of the hive, well, defective. Power, command, authority, militant intelligence, law, offices of the crown, and so forth. Okay, this resulted in the loss of children. I already said it though up here at the top with the Queen of Swords. You may love and longing. You may not be in connection with your children. It's kind of funny because it's definitely energy that I can relate to. Okay, it caused conflict in the court, in law. And there's an illusion. She's not conforming. She's not doing right. She's not, um, a good parent. But this person has gotten successful speculations. Okay, they were correct. They were actually the ones in the right. The people that wanted them to conform were in the wrong. However, what I don't actually see the aggressors. I simply just see the decisions and what was weighing on the mind here. The reason I turned this song up is because it says, someone is looking at you with great love and longing. She says, my whole world turns misty blue. Oh, I was such a little emo kid, bro. This is a song that I remember listening to heavily when I was young. Last name Moore. Crazy, I just mentioned the Moores today too. So, all right. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, clarifying the Two of Swords. Okay, that is a retreat. I've already clarified this in so many words because you made the choice not to conform. Okay, not conforming is essentially like a retreat. So again, these people aren't showing themselves essentially. This looks like it's really just about what choices you had to make. Okay, there's a child. This is about a child. Justice in regards to children. The equity, rightness, probity, executive decisions. Excuse me. I didn't write the meaning on every card. The marker, the pen wasn't really good, but I really would like to do that. It would be a lot easier to get. Excuse me, I saw another reader do that. I don't know what their name was. I would shout you out if I did it. I was like, that's a great idea, but my pen is not the kind of pen that uses that, so I need to get a better pen, and then I'll do it. Excuse me. I didn't get very far. Alright. There's a few major arcana here. Big deal. Okay. Alright. The bottom of the deck for the gypsy was the snake. All right, 8 of Wands. So there could be a message in regards to enmity and calamities. Okay, it's very distant because it's the bottom of the deck. So this could have been a past energy of people causing calamities. I mean, it's actually here on the board too with the ten of Swords, and then the 4 of Pentacles for material success and inheritance. Okay, so I already said that you retreated and chose not to conform to the standard in regards to how you raise your children. You have justice here in regards to a child, but also the intense love of life and strong feeling. Um, it's essentially just what I said. It's justice in regards to a child here, situation with a child, which is also shown here. That child is shown here with the sun. The sun is about hope. Could be a restoration of hope. You know, like some people these days, they feel like hopeless when they raise their children but it's because they unknowingly are conforming to like all of these different methods of parenting, or like these standards, right? So when their children don't meet that standard, they feel like hopeless, right? This information here restores hope to someone. Also, there's these. It's all the way down here, but it's also these things come into light. They're realizing that it could be whoever. Again, the actual person that's causing this distress to this person isn't really shown in the reading today. It could be them. They could possibly be retreating in regards to trying to force you to conform. The bear is a sign of successful speculations here with the 2 of Wands, which is business and trade. You could have possibly decided to make a business in regards to this when it comes to this intense love of life and strong fellow feeling. You could have created some kind of business or community that generates funds. It could be a non-profit of yours. Okay, this is children. Or trading of knowledge, trading of suspicions. Okay, and in order to get speculations in the first place, you have to research, right? That research can be done in a number of ways. You could talk with plenty of people and compare stories, you know? I talked to a lot of people out here in the neighborhood. Well, not a lot of people, but enough people to know. And even just, you know, when I did added 2,000 people on my Facebook and like watch how they interact with each other, what type of things they post. That is a way of speculating and getting that information, right? So when I speak to like people and comparing their stories and how there's like a very similar trend there, it's like, goodness gracious, somebody get original in your ways of creating conflict, right? But as a result of this information here, a couple things just came in here. You could have had a conflict. Your child could have caused a conflict here. Okay, could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Could be one of them. Could just be an immature person in there. Someone who's young at their craft. Okay. But it also could have been you in you're someone who studies and gains knowledge, even emotional intelligence here. Okay, could have been something like that caused some type of demise, calamity, destruction. It could be the destruction of a system. Okay, it may have come to light that there's this kind of system that keeps people the correct children. Look, because Cupid is technically a child. Okay, child. Okay, there's a system in regards to children, keeping children out the right hands and putting them in the wrong one. So someone may be working on destroying that type of system with the knowledge, the direct evidence that they have in regards to how that system works. Okay. Um, okay. This is what I got, because it's coming in with the justice and the Ten of Swords. Okay, it's not necessarily about betrayal. It's about destroying the system. It's about corruption. Um, there is someone, whatsoever is intimated by the design, also pain, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation. That is the word, desolation. Okay, there is someone I am picking up on who is in a sting operation. Okay, they're in a sting operation. Oh God, my heart. Okay, so here's what's going on. There have been families, okay, a state of complete emptiness or destruction, okay, desolation. They're coming to destroy the justice system, but because the justice system isn't acting in a just way, not because they are they're bringing to light how the justice system is creating. So too much is coming in. I still didn't even get to the first part. Okay, right when I looked at the cards, they have made a business. The justice system, okay, has made a business out of destroying families. Okay, that's why I said there's an entire family on the board. That's what's going on here. Okay, there are agents. Okay, it's been going on all over the country because it's every major city. It's so hard to put it in words. You know how this goes. I'll give you an example. Franklin County, their court proceedings for child custody can be up to 2 years. Okay, during that 2 years time, especially if one of the parents is in distress, it only causes them to become more unstable. But out here in Licking County, they give you like 3 hearings, that's it, right? In these major cities, they're functioning like Franklin County in order to destroy the family structure, and they've made a business out of it, okay? So, there are agents strategically placed in some of these cities, submitting their children to the system, okay, in order to test that out. Okay, so let's say you're an FBI agent or a CIA agent and you have a family. Well, you and your wife are going to do a mock divorce, or you don't even have to be married, but if your other party is willing, or you could even have a staged family, they're going to do a mock custody battle and watch how the city handles it. That is what's going on here. They're going to figure out, it's going to be a several. It won't be just one per city. It's going to be like, I guess 10. Because you would have to prove, okay, this right here, this card is circumstantial evidence. This card right here is direct evidence. Okay, to have one case like that is not enough. It's still circumstantial. Because it could have just been a flub. They're going to do it 10 times. And 10 times, they're going to prove that they've been doing a business out of this. From the guardian ad litems, this is what the law is coming in for, okay? The guardian ad litems to the magistrates and judges, okay? In all of this, though, It also sheds light on, I'm getting specifically, okay, specifically, cis. I'm using the term cis. I know, some women don't like that term, but it's inclusive. Cis gendered women and their stability is going to shed light on that. Okay, the bride ensures for, damn. When I go to read stuff back, and it's like, you're definitely getting it. Single person, the fulfillment of their highest aims when near. Okay, these single women, naturally born women, people who were born women who are trying to raise children. It's going to shed light on how this system has been trying to destroy them. Okay, destroy their image. Okay, then we have the emperor coming behind that. Stability, power, protection. Okay, reason. This is what these women have been displaying. Okay, but they've been coming over here and trying to destroy that. They've been causing conflict in that, and it is a business. Okay. Excuse me. Again, this is going back to highest ambitions obtain and high honor. These women, they deserve honor. Okay, there's going to be moderation, management in terms of these illusions, because it's an illusion. Okay, the stork denotes change of residence for the better sooner or later. Now that one I'm kind of confused on, but balance and compromise, moderation, management, balance and compromise. There's going to be balance brought back to this, because they have been making a business out of destruction, and it's. Whew, it's funny. I just saw my son's little drawing from the Wanderer's Child video this morning. Like it just popped up on my feed. I remember what he said about that. There has to be a balance of dark and light. And when they are doing this destruction to the family structure, even if it's just going to the mother, custody going to the mother, she's not actually, you're causing destruction to her and her mental health, right? So if you're doing that, you're messing up the balance, because now that child is being raised by someone who's disordered. So then that child goes on to be disordered, and the cycle continues, and now the balance has been shifted. This right here, bam, done. This is a nice message, and I like it because it doesn't it does focus on what's going on, but it's more so it focuses on the children, which is the entire point of this channel. It's all for the children, baby. Alright, so let's get started on my secondary set. I changed it up once more. We're going to start with names first. Okay, we're going to start with names, then we're going to start with where, and then occupations, or family connections. And then little phrases here. First is Beal. Mulligan or Milliken. That's come out before, and I said I used to work somewhere, and I used to have a dang, my brain ain't working, bro. I used to have a manager named Chuck Milliken. Okay, I was just been saying people's names like paid a big deal or something. But the name is German, and for some reason, even though that's not really someone that we really have issues with, I have reason to believe whatever family line is doing this stuff, they might have German roots. German also hasn't come out in my nationality, ethnicity. That's not an ethnicity, but race group. I might not have put it in there, so I'll have to look and see. but I feel like that is why that name keeps coming out. It doesn't mean that it can't be any one of these people. It's just I've seen it before, and German was something that came to mind. Okay, Lonsdale or Lansdale has come out again too. Okay. Let me get a few more cards, please. Skinner. And the last time I got Skinner, you know, there's millions of people on this planet with that name, I'm sure. Okay, at the very least, hundreds of thousands. But I'm getting like a judge or a magistrate or someone within the law system, like law enforcement. Hodges. The letter K. One more. The letter I. That can bridge us through. Love graces what's wrong. Letter E on the bottom of the deck. California's on the bottom of the deck today. And the letter O is on the bottom of the name deck. So wonderful. Yeah. Everybody needs a bit of inspiration. Mississippi. Okay. Biloxi, Jackson, Mississippi City, Gulfport, Hattiesburg, South Haven, Tupelo, Olive Branch, Eupora, Corinth, Quitman, Picayune, if I'm not mistaken, SA Carmentero, SA, I think that's where you're from, Iranian, Oregon, Missouri,